Let me tell you a story about why this makes sense for older people to feel as though it's not as bad as it was when they were kids. I've been in Florida my entire life. I'm 38 years old. We get a lot of hurricanes. Okay, I've been through so many hurricanes. I don't even know, I've lost count. Do I worry about a hurricane when it's coming? Not even close. A Cat 1, I won't even board my windows up on my house. That's how minor I feel a Cat 1 is because of my experience with hurricanes. But I was in Lowe's this weekend. We had Hurricane Debbie going up in the Gulf Coast. I live in South Florida. The hurricane's already past us. Like at this point, the hurricane's above us. It's not coming into us. There was a gentleman in Lowe's who was buying a generator and a 5 gallon jug of gas, and he was losing his mind on people saying, guys, you've got to get wood, you've got to board up, you've got to get a generator, we're going to be without power. You guys, he was freaking out. And he said, am I the only person in this city that's not crazy? Clearly, he was new to Florida. He doesn't understand how these things work. And to him, this is very scary. Everywhere on the news channels down here, even when the hurricane's already passed us, going up to the panhandle, the news is saying, oh my gosh, this is going to be bad. This is. And, they use these fear tactics. But I use that as an illustration. Your parents or whoever it is in your family that's saying this has gone through probably the 1999 tech bubble crash, the global recession in 2008, the pandemic in 2020, the inflationary period from the last couple years, and maybe even more before that. If they're born in the 70s, they had inflation to where the Fed raised interest rates to almost 20%. These are all things that when they were young were probably terrifying and fearful, like you are now. This is your first time going through these things. But as you go through them more in life, you start to understand that it's going to work out. It's not as bad as I'm making it. With time comes experience. And I'm not saying that, me not boarding my windows up in a hurricane is a good thing. It just, I have less panic and fear about it because the feeling isn't the sensation in your chest, in your emotions aren't as heightened because of how much you've gone through these things. It's just another situation. It's another hardship. That's the difference. That's why they feel like back then it was much harder. And this is why you feel right now it's harder for you. And then in 40 years, you're going to be telling your kids or younger kids the same exact thing, that how much harder it was for you back then. And they could be going through even worse experiences than we are right now. You become numb to the situations.